Jill's in the back.
Yeah, Jill's in the background back
This
there.
is Jill's better half here.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that. I don't know what to expect.
But he's got another guest in here as well. But you got a big event coming up on the April 29th, but you want to be in here today because you got a garage sale in conjunction with Peaches to Beaches at the old Duckworth Service Center. Is that correct?
That's right. We've got a garage sale tomorrow.
Well, who's we? Let's set the stage here.
All right, so today we've got me, Chad Blizzard, and Buddy Williamson here from First Baptist Church in Jessup, Georgia.
Okay.
And what we wanted to do was come on today, and first, let me kind of back up and invite all the youth of the area, Wayne County and the surrounding counties, to a youth rally that we're going to have at Jessup First Baptist Church on Friday, April the 29th at 7 p.m. And we're very excited about this. We've got entertainment that will be provided at that event by the J.J. Weeks Band. And that's a very good, nationally known Christian band. They're from Macon, Georgia. They've been together for 12 years. It's made up of 4 young men that are good Christian fellas. And they've got a hit song that a lot of the listeners might know, Let Them See You, which climbed to the top of the Billboard Top 100 Christian charts. It was a top 10 single, and it was actually a top 20 song for over 30 weeks.
Wow, Let Them See You. Okay.
So those guys are going to be singing at the event, and we're also excited to have University of Georgia football player Grayson Lambert there. He's going to offer a meet and greet from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. before the rally, and he's also going to share his testimony during the event. And the key thing we want everybody to know is that the cost of the rally to attend it is free. And the goal is to reach as many youth in the area as possible. And when we say youth, we're talking about 6th graders through 12th graders. And again, it's a free rally. And Bob, we're having the garage sale and bake sale tomorrow to help us offset the cost of the band. And I'm going to let Buddy Williamson talk a little more about the garage sale and the bake sale.
Yeah, we're going to be set up, like Chad said, we're having a bake sale tomorrow and the garage sale. We're going to be set up on 1255 East Cherry Street in Jessup, former Duckworth Tire location, Highway 341 South. We'll have available furniture, clothing, toys, kitchenware, decorative items, baked goods. I even noticed some sporting goods last night, Chad.
Yeah. Sporting goods, huh?
Yeah, we got a lot to choose. You know, this area we're known for sports. Yeah. You're right, that's right.
We're all sports down here in the South.
Big time, big time. But like I said, it's part of the Peaches Beaches event on the weekend and all. And we like to have everybody come out and support us and all. And we've already had a big barbecue fundraiser that help assist with the cost of bringing this band to the public for free. It don't cost anything. You could bring some canned items if you want to donate something to the local food banks, but we'd appreciate that. And we will take financial donations. They can be mailed to the church, 185 South Street, Jessup, Georgia, sorry about that, 31546 to the attention of the youth rally.
I do want to say I love your shirt there. I got that big G right on there, a small red and white check, looking good.
This is the Kirby era.
This is the Kirby area. Buddy Williamson here from First Baptist Church, along with Chad Blizzard. Chad, just a lot going on there at First Baptist, right?
It is. We're very excited about this event. Like Buddy was saying, we've really got some neat things that we've got for sale tomorrow. Last night we were at the church getting ready, and we've got some knives, some swords, some really cool stuff. And some of our workers were shopping last night. So, and I think there's
swords. Who had the sword collection that's going to be selling, huh? Who knows, huh?
It might have been the preacher. I don't remember who brought those.
It was the preacher I had on the swords.
They were pretty neat, though.
Okay.
But we do have some good stuff, and we do hope everybody comes out tomorrow and supports us. I think the weather's supposed to be nice until tomorrow afternoon.
Yep.
We'll be
Most of the day's supposed to be pretty good, but Saturday night, Sunday,
right. We'll be set up from 7 to 1 tomorrow, and again, just come out. We'd love to see you.
So it's a big yard sale at the former Duckworth Tire Company there, a stone's throw from McDonald's down 341 South there on the left-hand side. Big yard sale put on by First Baptist Church to help bring in this nationally known band, right?
That's right, for the youth rally. And we're also going to have baked goods sold. We'll have barbecue plates for sale, and some of the ladies and men of the church have baked some items that they'll be selling tomorrow as well, some food.
Okay. Good. Sounds great. Tell us about the J.J. Weeks Band.
All right, like I said, they've been around for 12 years, and They're nationally known. They tour extensively across the U.S. They do over 100 dates every year. They're made up of 4 young men. David Hart plays the bass. Robbie Fritz is on drums. Cody Preston plays guitar, and J.J. Weeks is the lead singer. And again, some of their songs, like I mentioned, Let Them See You is probably one of their biggest hits. Do Not Be Afraid is another song, and What Kind of Love.
Okay.
For more on the band, if people want to see them before the event, they can go to YouTube and search JJ Weeks Band, or they can go to their website, jjweeksband.com.
Okay. I've already listened to a few of them that Jill sent to me, and they're very, very good. So go to YouTube, and you said JJ Weeks, or their website, jjweeks.com, you said?
That's right.
And you can watch some of their videos, listen to some of the songs there, and see how good they really are.
That's right. But again, we just want to have as many youth as we can come out to this event. We just want to spend some time with them, share the message of Christ, just have a good, fun youth rally. And if we can just reach one person through this event, then it's all worth it.
Okay. Sounds good. So when's the youth rally once again?
All right. The youth rally is going to be Friday, April the 29th at 7 p.m. at First Baptist Church here in downtown Jessup. And for folks who don't know, that's located at 185 South Brunswick Street in Jessup. And again, J.J. Weeks is singing at the youth rally, and University of Georgia football player Grayson Lambert will do a meet and greet from 5:30 to 6:30 before the rally.
Okay.
And he'll also be talking at the event, giving his testimony.
Giving his testimony. That's a tall dude, isn't he? I'm always amazed every time I see him. He was like, how's the weather up there? He's just, you got to be. That's what makes him so good. Is not only does he have a bazooka for an arm, but he's really tall and see over those big linemen to throw that ball down the field.
He is.
Of course, it's Jessup boy.
He's a good guy.
Yes, sir. Really, Jessup boy makes him really good. And hopefully, once again, the starting quarterback for Georgia this upcoming 2016 season.
That's right, during the Kirby era.
During the Kirby era.
Dogs.
All right, lots going on at First Baptist Church. And so, folks, get on out there tomorrow morning between 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the former Duckworth Tire location on the left-hand side there as you head toward Brunswick, right past McDonald's there. And they'll have a big yard sale going on. And then the youth rally coming up on April 29th. And I'm sure we'll probably have y'all in again before then to talk about it again, I imagine. Right, Jill? Yeah, see, she lines it all up back there.
That's right.
Any other questions or comments or anything, guys? Bob? Chad? Buddy? Anything else?
Come support us tomorrow.
Okay.
Just come to support us tomorrow, like I say, starting at 7 to 1. And like Chad touched on, we're going to have the kids and ladies selling baked goods. And we've got a lot of items to pick from. Just come out and support us, and we'll take monetary donations and just whatever you want to give.
Okay.
We'll freely take them.
You'll take it, whatever. All right. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank
Good
you
luck
for
with
having
the yard sale tomorrow and the youth rally. WIFO-FM in Jessup. More of the world-famous Butch and Bob show in a moment.
Join us at the 4th Annual Barbecue for a Cure, benefiting Wayne County's Relay for Life event. The team from Wayne Memorial Hospital will be selling Boston butts at $25 a piece or a slab of ribs for $20. Tickets are on sale until March 17th. Cash or check accepted. To secure your tickets today, call 912-530-3118. Buy your tickets for these delicious Boston butts and ribs by March 17th. Wayne Memorial Hospital, caring for the community.
All right, Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM in Jessup. All right, 12 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Friday morning, 11th day of March. And Bob, big old yard sale tomorrow morning. Swords. Do you own any swords?
I have no swords.
You have no swords there in your apartment. Okay. Well, maybe you ought to go get you one.
Doesn't go with the Georgia decor, so.
Oh, yeah, it does. You could just, you could take it down to somebody and get a big G slapped on it, engraved on it from one of the welders here in town or something, You'd be just Georgia sword.
Yeah. Don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay.
But speaking of sales, the Peaches to Beach yard sale underway, so please drive carefully. There's a lot of traffic up at 9341.
Yeah,
So,
it's a shame that was the Cherry Street blocked this morning when you came through yet?
it wasn't blocked when I came through this morning, but it's supposed to
It's
be
supposed to be
closed.
sometime today or tomorrow or something like that?
Press release says it's closed today for 2 weeks. So
2 weeks, all right. That one intersection is closed for 2 weeks.
Cherry Street Railroad Crossing.
All right, that's a shame it has to be done during the Peaches to Beaches for today and tomorrow because there'll be lots of folks going up Highway 341 from Perry to Brunswick for the Peaches to Beaches sale, which means you'll just have to go around on Pine Street then.
Maybe they held it off until it's over. I'm not sure, but I said they sent that press release out a couple weeks ago. But
yeah,
the advisory is that the Cherry Street crossing will be closed for 2 weeks beginning March 11th. So,
okay. I think it's supposed to work on all three of the intersections through there, along with Orange Street and Magnolia Street over the next few weeks. So get some of that going across the tracks level back out again. They do that every few years, and it's nice and easy when you go across, and next thing you know, and all that traffic and all those trains, it moves stuff around, so you have to go back and redo it. All right, Peaches to Beaches today and tomorrow, right through here through Wayne County, several locations that are official locations in Odom and out there at the Technical College and at other places around. So you can get out there and buy some good stuff. Peaches to Beaches today and tomorrow. Is it today and tomorrow, right?
today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow. Okay. Up and down Highway 341 to Perry to Brunswick. You ever go along there and shop any of that?
I've been to several stops.
Several stops before? Okay.
I just stay in Wayne County though. I don't.
Yeah, you don't venture out. Yeah, stay right here.
There's enough. If you go by AT College, there's plenty of vendors out there.
I mean, they usually pack their coast of pines, are they?
I mean, it's just wall to wall people out there. So that's what I normally do. I normally make that stop annually and check it out.
All right. Well, good. Well, you had the interview with County Commissioner Mike Roberts this morning on the local news about his assessment of what's going on out there at the Broadhurst landfill. And as I mentioned yesterday on the air, it seems like some of these folks out there, the more information they get, the less fear they have. Doesn't mean they're all going to totally support coal ash coming in, but they feel more secure about the possibility if it does come there. Are you getting that kind of impression?
I think they're getting the impression that EPA and EPD are supposed to do their job and keep us safe like they do with Rayonier and these other companies. So, I mean, that's what they're there for. So, the contention is a private business. They've got the permit, they've got the contract, but they're arguing the contract. So we'll see how it plays out. But the big event's Wednesday, March 16th. So everybody's invited to come out, hear what the Corps of Engineers has to say, hear what Republic has to say. There's a question and answer period after that. City's going to hang around and take questions and after that. So again, it's just going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But most people you talk to said we don't have a leg to stand on. So that's just what I keep hearing from, they've already had 3 attorneys look at the contract, say the contract's binding. But Ralph Hickok says it's not worth the paper it's written on. So maybe he knows more than Andy Beaver and these other attorneys know. I don't know. But
well, I don't know if, there's a couple of commissioners, 2 or 3 commissioners that are working on getting answering. It's according to how you ask the question to an attorney, what kind of answer you're going to get. And so I know that they're getting, if you remember when the county commissioners hired Andy Beaver to be the county attorney, he was there for general legal advice. And if they needed expert opinions on stuff, they mentioned at that time they would do that. And that's what they're doing here. They just, from what I understand from talking to the county commissioners, they're just trying to do their due diligence to overturn every single rock, check every single avenue, to check with every single expert to see if that's a binding contract, if it's a legal contract, if it's something that we have still have to follow, can it be renegotiated, as you mentioned that Republic is willing to sit down and do, because I would say that probably 98 to 99% or 99.9% of the calls and the letters and text messages and emails and social media, people do not want coal ash dumped here in their backyard. And so as a county commissioner, you have to do everything that you can to represent your constituents. And if you're getting 99% of them saying, hey, we don't want that here, then you've got to be able to tell them we've done everything that we can to take a look at this and then go from there. I know that nobody wants to take this to court. Nobody wants to spend the money on attorneys to try to fight this in any type of way. But at least if it does come here, we know that our county and city officials have done everything they possibly can to inform the public about every single option that's available to us here in Wayne County.
one interesting thing I found out yesterday, they set up that fund where people can make donations to fight it. 8 people have contributed.
8 people so far, huh?
8.
Which makes sense. Which really makes sense because it's not getting close to being taken to court at this particular time. But we'll see what happens on that. As I mentioned a second ago, you got a lot of folks. I don't want it here. I don't want it here. I don't want it here. And then suddenly, as the public relations campaign gets going and more information gets out there, a lot of folks say, well, maybe it won't be so bad. Well, maybe we'll make money off of it. Well, maybe the contract can't be changed. But still, I don't see any signs out there that says, yes, let's bring in the coal ash. I'm starting to see signs everywhere that says, stop it. And I guarantee that's probably what you're going to have there at the March 16th meeting. So, our officials will do everything they possibly can here in Wayne County to make sure that every rock is turned over, every avenue is checked to try to do the will of the Wayne Countyans, which is stop the coal ash. And if it doesn't happen, at least we all know that everybody's done their very best to stop it. And that's basically where it is right now because, as you said, it's according to attorneys, according to what kind of questions you answer them. So I know that they're trying to do what they said they do when they were elected was to hire one attorney for general legal advice and then have the option of being able to go out and get specific specialty attorneys to give opinions on stuff. And like I said, it's like judges. You get different opinions in different cases. So, but nobody wants to spend a lot of money in fighting this thing. But we want to make sure all the facts are out there. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Corps of Engineers says and what Republic says, because the guy that was on here the other day in public relations for Republic says the engineers are going to be there speaking. So it's going to be interesting to see what these Republic engineers have to say about what they do to make sure that we don't have any contamination into our water or our wetlands. Did you feel a little bit more secure when you went out there the other day?
I told you I don't know enough.
You don't know nothing about it?
I don't know enough about it to make an educated comment on it.
Okay, so you don't know what.
All I know is what I hear and what I see and what but I just know when I hear Andy Beaver, who's a pretty smart attorney, say that contract's binding, and an ACCG attorney backs him up and says it's binding, I kind of believe that the contract's binding. But what I did like is, like I said, when Bill Harvey asked the question to the Republic, there's a lot of concern about the contract. Is there any way we sit down and renegotiate the contract? They kind of said they'd be glad to sit down with the county and possibly, that's the step I'd like to see take first, let them get together and see if they can't renegotiate parts of the contract they don't like. That's a possibility. I think they need to extend that olive branch and see if they're actually, was that just window talk that the guy said, or would they actually be willing to sit down and go over the contract? Yeah, that might solve a lot of the issues that they have at this point.
And it may do that. But there's just like there's physicians out there who are general physicians. You go to your regular family doctor. But there's also specialists out there in heart surgery, brain surgery, cancer surgery, and stuff like that. And that's basically what that's what some of the county commissioners are doing, is trying to get a specialist who works with this type of situation every day in contract law to take a look at it. And if he agrees with the other two attorneys, that's good. If he doesn't, then we have a leg to stand on, possibly. Because I've known that attorneys have gone in front of judges and made all kinds of, said, well, this is what the law says here, this is what the law says here, this is what I think, and the lawyers say that, and the judge will say, you're wrong, and overturn what that lawyer's opinion may be. So the legal field is like the medical field. That's the reason why they call it a practice, because it's a lot of gray areas in there. But
we posted all our pictures that we took the tour on Facebook. If you want to go look at the pictures, but as we mentioned, they had all. It didn't matter what you asked them; they had an answer. They had.
Yeah, you're right about that. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is the multi-billion-dollar company. They've got 190 landfills across the United States. This isn't their first rodeo. They've been through this before. But I still contend that the argument is not local, it's not state, it's federal government. Federal government and lobbyists and politicians have sold us down the river and said you can't put in ponds anymore. You got to put in line landfills, and that's where it's going. So Republic says, guess what? We got a landfill. We're going to build a rail yard, and you can see the video where they built it. It's 10 feet. It's far from me to you, where the railroad track is. The railroad track where you are. The rail yard's right here. So guess what? It's not going to be far to just
throw it off of the shovel,
do a little spur and put it in there. So, and anybody.
Did they show you any coal ash?
No, they didn't show us any coal ash.
You think of coal ash, you think of something that's fine. Black.
They keep telling you it's not. In fact, I got that comment from that Republic representative over in that Monday, he'll tell you what he believes. He thinks it's all being misrepresented and the facts are not being given out. That it's just all this fear is unwarranted. He'll tell you what he believes coal ash is and where it comes from, what it's used for. Many people talk about using concrete when you resurface your streets. It's using this, yeah. So they don't believe it's the toxic material that is being portrayed locally. So I said, but like I said, they've got all the answers. It didn't matter what you asked them Wednesday, they had the answers. I mean, they didn't care what you asked. And you'll see that Wednesday at the meeting when they speak. I mean, they've got it where this is just, no big deal. They're monitored twice a year by EPA and EPD. Everything's good and dandy. They talked about the LEO. They cleaned it up. There's no problem. Like I said, they have all the answers. The question is the contract binding, and is there anything that, but like I said, and that was mentioned yesterday, hats off to all our officials. They're doing everything they can because there's a lot of concern out there. So like I said, they're doing everything they possibly can to check every step that they can do. Right. But the bottom line, how is it going to play out down the road? Is there anything you can do? But listening to experts that I talk to, there's not much you can be able to do. They've got to.
It has to be done on some sort of environmental legal issue. It can't be done because you just don't want it.
They're going to bring it in.
You just can't. It's not going to stop just because we don't want it. There's got to be some environmental or legal issue to stop it, not just the fact that we don't want it.
And it is going to be a financial boost to the county. If they start bringing it in like they said you're going to bring, you're talking about $4 million more to the county coffers. Guess how much the county owns borrows every year? Oh, they borrow $4.5 million. Do the math.
Yep.
So, sooner or later you got to outweigh everything. Financial cost, this, it's just.
Well, it's kind of like that editorial cartoon that the Press Sentinel had in it last week, where you had the money on the hook, and then you have the little fish. Right. Says Wayne County trying to eat the money, and then the coal ash thing trying to eat Wayne County. And we've always said, you follow the money trail, you'll follow the story. And most of all these decisions are going to be made based on money.
And I'm sure that decision in Washington, D.C. became about money. Lobbyists paid politicians big-time money to change the status of coal ash.
It's always about the money.
And I still contend that's where you have to fight this. Buddy Carter in Congress, if they can get laws changed where coal ash is allowed to be put in landfills, that would solve our problem. But until you can go that route, I think you're up against it.
Now, there's some mighty big companies out there that would do fight tooth and nail to stop that. And I'm not talking about the one that's working here in town.
That's it. I mean, the guy that came in here, where was he from? Arizona. I mean, those guys out there yesterday, like Bobby Townsend says, those guys they brought in for that Wednesday tour, they've probably never seen that place for one time.
It looks like all the rest of our landfills.
That's not like they're local people. I mean, they're bringing in their best of the best to handle the PR and to tell you exactly what you want to hear.
That's right. Public relations guys and gals, they know what to say and how to say it.
I mean, they said, have you ever been to Charlotte Motor Speedway? You know what that is? That's a landfill. You ever play golf on those Robert Jones Trent golf courses in North Carolina? You know what that is? That's all landfill. So, and they talked about how after they leave, they've got a 30-year commitment where they have to monitor for 30 years, and then after that, it's whoever takes over. But they say, why are you worried about it? All these other places, you ever been to Charlotte Motor Speedway in the infield where all those trailers and all those people party? Guess where they're sitting on a landfill right there. So they act like this is no big deal, but. It'll be interesting. Like I said, Wednesday, March 16th is going to be a very interesting day in Wayne County. It's going to be very informative. We'll be there, and hopefully, like I said, we're just encouraging anybody who has any interest whatsoever in this topic. They need to be there at the auditorium on Wednesday, March 16th.
Okay. Just got a text in from Commissioner Ralph Hickox, and this is an official statement from one of our county commissioners, Ralph Hickox. He says, in reference to your statement, Bob, you didn't understand why the other commissioners who didn't attend the Broadhurst tour.
I didn't say anything. I said I was just curious why they did that.
That's right. Well, that's what he's trying to answer.
They need to wake up and quit being so sensitive. I said I was so curious they weren't there. Every city commissioner but one was there. Only one county commissioner was there. So I said I was curious that only one county commissioner showed up.
Right.
Then I got all these scathing emails from these commissioners. Oh, wow, they were there. I don't really care. I said it was curious. They weren't there. That's all I said.
Okay. Well,
don't be so sensitive. calm down.
Okay, Bob. You calm down too. Right. This is what Ralph said. Ralph Hickox, did not attend the tour of the landfill at this point for 2 reasons. We are having the contracts reviewed by a firm that specializes in business contract law to see if there is any actions we can do. Our local attorney is good, but it's not his specialty, and the ACCG represents counties that produce coal ash. This firm has had no connection with any of that, talking about the firm they're working with. In light of the potential action, I didn't feel it was appropriate to go there at this time because of the possible action, right? I expect, still Ralph Hickox, Commissioner Ralph Hickox, number 2 says, I expect Republic runs professional landfills. I don't doubt that, and this isn't an issue at this time. Making that landfill a national landfill that has endless expansion rights and receiving 5 billion pounds of toxic coal ash into Wayne County each year is the issue, and that can't be addressed by that tour. Once again, this is Ralph Hickox saying, let me again make it clear, I oppose both a national landfill and coal ash entering our county. So once again, Commissioner Ralph Hickox says, let me again make this clear, I oppose both a national landfill and coal ash entering our county. Once again, this is still reading here from Ralph Hickox's text message. Let me stick my neck a little further out. That ridiculous contract that ceded our rights and that our former attorney Bob Smith approved of, and according to some of those commissioners say they were not advised of the changes, needs voiding and strongly renegotiating. Sincerely, Ralph Hickox. Okay, so basically what he was saying there is the fact that that he feels that the former contract, as other county commissioners have said, is worthless or one of the worst contracts they've ever seen. I know another commissioner said that they are trying to see if they can get it changed and renegotiated or possibly even thrown out and go back to the original contract, because there's something in the state law saying the fact that you're not supposed to be able to bind past 10 years county commissioners to making changes in decisions and stuff. But like everything else, as we mentioned, Bob, and I read that from out there, is the fact that the county commissioners are getting tremendous heat from Wayne Countyans to stop this coal ash from coming in. And now that they found out that we're a dumping ground for trash from anywhere in the country, to stop that also. And many Wayne Countyans want to go back to the original counties around us, the 13 counties around us, being able to bring their trash in.
I'll just make 2 points. The first point is, if they check, Bob Smith didn't have much to do with the contract. They had bond attorneys to write up the contract, so Bob Smith wasn't involved in the contract.
Okay. Well, that's correct.
And the second point, where I totally disagree with Mr. Hickox, I know Andy Beaver very well. He's a very smart attorney. He knows how to read a contract. He can tell you whether it's binding or not binding. So I disagree with Mr. Hickox's opinion. My opinion is that Andy Beaver, the county attorney who they hired after they fired the previous attorney because in lawsuits they can't win, now they got a new attorney. When he gives you an opinion, I agree with his opinion.
Okay. Well, I'm sure
Andy Beaver's smart enough to read a contract and tell you whether or not the contract's worth the paper it's written on. And he's telling you, yes, it is. He's advised it not once, not twice, but 3 times. If you violate the contract, it's breach of contract, and it could be very costly to the citizens of Wayne County. The company can kick you out of the landfill, charge you God knows what to put your garbage wherever you're going to make you haul it. Right. So that's what I believe. That's what you believe. That's what me and Mr. Hickox totally disagree. Andy Beaver is a smart enough attorney, and when you ask him his advice, when he gives you his advice, if you got him as your attorney, you need to take his advice. That's where I disagree with Mr. Hickox. We totally disagree on that issue.
You disagree on that issue right there, but it's also, it comes down to what kind of question you ask the attorney. And as attorneys, they're specialists in attorney.
I told you, it's like specialist in court. As long as you pay that specialist what you want him to say, well, it's the same thing. If you pay an attorney, look, we can throw as much money as we want in an attorney. This is what we want. Basically, they're telling us we don't want to hear what Andy's got to say. We don't want to hear that. So we're going to go find another attorney to tell us what we want to hear. That's the way I perceive it.
But that's not the way it is. Well, the way it is the fact they're going to a firm that specializes in contract law. Now, nothing says that this firm may say, yep, your local attorney is absolutely right. But then you may have say, well, we deal with contract law every single day. That's our specialty. We're the heart specialists. We're the brain specialists. We're the cancer specialists. We think from our experience of years and years of dealing with contract law, of many years of doing that in our firm, that we think this is what may happen. They may say, hey, you can't change that contract. But then they may come back and say, we've had cases in the last 10, 15, 20 years, we've had this experience, and we might be able to do that. If I guarantee you, this would not be happening right here if Wayne County had said, hey, we don't care. Bring in the coal ash, bring in the trash from all over the country. The county attorneys, the county commissioners would be sitting there saying, well, we're not going to pursue this any further. But Bob, when you're sitting there as a county commissioner and you're getting, you know, the pressure they're getting from folks. And so they're trying to say, we've done everything we can.
Did you listen to the news Tuesday? They didn't listen to Andy Beaver. But James Booth Thomas says, why'd you check with the ACCG attorney? Because by God, they handle this all across the state of Georgia. Did you listen to the news Tuesday?
Yes.
Andy said, guess what? We contact the ACCG attorney. You know what he says? He says the same thing I said.
Right.
Contact body.
And some of the commissioners feel that because the ACCG represents counties where there's power plants that have to get rid of the coal ash, they could be some there.
We're just
it all comes down to money and politics.
That they hire knows what he's talking about. I agree with that. That's just my personal opinion. Andy Beaver's a very smart person, very smart attorney.
I agree.
And I take his advice. When he says what he's been saying, I think they need to heed his advice. If not, they need to find another attorney again. So that's just my personal opinion.
Now, you remember, you reported on it, Bob, the fact that they said they would hire an attorney for general advisement, but when it came to specialty decisions, they were going to hire outside attorneys, and this is what they're doing. They're doing what they said they were going to do, right?
All right. The perception is they're trying to hire an attorney to tell them what they want to hear. They're not hearing what they want to hear from their attorney or the ACCG attorney. So, like I said, where's that battle going to wind up? It's going to wind up in court because attorneys can go about that. Yeah, that's my fear. I don't want to see it in court.
I don't think anybody wants to see it.
We just went through that situation.
I don't think anybody wants to see it in court.
Just fire an attorney because why did they fire an attorney? Because he's in court winning lawsuits. I heard that interview with Mike Roberts. Our record with lawsuits isn't very good.
Right. I don't think anybody wants to take it to court. I don't think the county commissioners want to take it to court. But everybody wants to know: did we do everything that we can? Did we to make sure that we don't become the dumping ground for the nation, including coal ash? That's basically what they're trying to do. And if they do all that, then when the time comes to, hey, citizens, we did everything that we possibly can. And so, and that's what they're trying to do. And I just know what they're going through there. You know what they're going through as county commissioners. You know, you've got, some. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next week at that meeting and so forth and that. But I mentioned to you, the public relations campaign that Republic has been doing since they came on the Butch and Bob show is helping them. Minds are starting to soften up a little bit. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week. But that's what this show is about. People have different opinions. Sometimes we agree on stuff, sometimes we don't agree on stuff, you and me. Sometimes we agree with what somebody else says, and sometimes we don't. But that's what makes it so good, is the fact that we do have a format here on the Butch and Bob show to express our opinions hopefully in a civil way.
In my opinion, Andy Beaver's a top-notch attorney, and I think he knows what he's talking about. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, I agree with you. He's a very attorney.
I just thought it was funny. They said, James Thomas says, well, you need to check with the ACCG attorney. My God, let's find out what he says. And Andy went and checked with him, and he said, guess what? He says the same thing I said.
So you know the backstory behind that call and decision and so forth?
What's the decision that?
Of the attorney from ACCG. Okay, but it's according to what question you'd answer them. Just let the county commissioners do what they need to do. Get with the specialist that specializes for a firm that specializes in contract law for a long time, and see if there's anything there. If there's not, then that's what they'll tell us. If it's the same as what our local attorneys are saying, then that's fine also. It's just, I know from a citizen, I want to make sure that my county commissioners are doing everything they can to be able to, it's just like if you went to how many people you don't go to a doctor and a doctor says, well, this is what I feel needs to be done. This is what's wrong with you. And you say, I don't know about that. And then you go to another doctor somewhere and who's had more experience in that area and say, no, this is what needs to be done. And that was the truth. I mean, we've all known that.
The next step should be the follow-up on Bill Harvey's question. He had the guy from Republic say they'd be willing to sit down and renegotiate the contract. That's what the next step should be. See if they're actually serious about what they said.
Yeah, I agree. We need to sit down with them and start seeing what we could do on that.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah, we all elected these county commissioners to look out for the best of the citizens of Wayne County, and that's what they're trying to do. Some are more adamant about the coal ash and stuff not coming in, and there's other ones who may be more interested in what will it do for Wayne County financially. But that's the beauty of this situation. Everybody has different opinions, and we'll see what happens in the long run. But that's what I like about this show is the fact that we can try to present all sides and then see what happens. Okay, Bob?
That's what the show's all about.
Okay, Bob. Have a good
Like
day.
I said,
Can you tell us once again about the baseball game tomorrow? It's Wayne County High baseball game.
it's a JV varsity doubleheader. Again, the special ceremony is going to unveil that plaque in memory of J.D. Paul. The Paul family will be on hand. All his friends and family will be there as well. Everyone's invited to come on out in between games. They'll unveil that plaque in a special ceremony.
Okay.
It should get underway, I would say, around 1 o'clock. So
1 o'clock.
if people out there just don't want to come to both games, they just want to be there for the ceremony, the tentative time is probably about 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Do you know where they're going to put the plaque out there?
Yeah, it's right behind home plate.
Right
So
behind home plate.
it's going to be permanent. Like I said, they had it covered up yesterday. I haven't seen the plaque yet, but they're going to do that tomorrow in the ceremony. So it should be a fun day tomorrow at the ballpark, and again, a memorable day.
All right. Have a good day, Bob, and a great weekend. Peaches to Beaches this weekend, folks. Get on out there on Highway 341 up and down that today and tomorrow. Peaches to Beaches.